My name is Sonia Viridiana. I am from Mexico. I traveled for the first time to Ireland in 2011 because I was after meeting an Irishman in 2010, John Kingston. And then in 2012 we got married, and since then, 11 years later, we have 3 kids. Isabella 11, Sofia 6, and Yaretsi 5. That's our family. We work together here. We have the vegetables, the market garden, which is run by me. We have the goats, which is for goat's milk, and we do kefir for ourselves as well. We have the bees for the raw honey. Pigs, but they are more like gardeners. They are the rotavators. They help me rotivate in this market garden. And John's parents have their enterprise is lamb meat, so we have sheep. And I think that's it. What else? The woodland. I don't know. Chickens. Oh, I forgot the chickens. They are behind me. We have chickens for eggs and chickens for meat. That's our own production. This is Coolkelure Farm and Gardens. It is based in Dunmanway, West Cork, in Ireland. And welcome. Like a jungle. You know, when we started, I think we were probably considered a bit mad. At the beginning, probably was like, oh, they are so romantic and they just want to plant trees, fill the place with trees. Like for me, it's very important, nature, especially trees. I always was passionate about it. And there was a situation that I could see some trees were cut, and it really hurt me in a way. Like I just wanted to do something, and I felt very vulnerable that I couldn't do much. And I sat in one field, the ones I have my animals now, and I was just looking at the area where these trees were cut and looking at everything was around me, and I was like, I'm gonna make my own forest. Like I'm gonna plant my own, not even forest, my own woodland. My parents-in-law, they gave us a little plot that we could put these trees, because I couldn't put them in my garden down below. And then that just became a little bit bigger because we had hens. We got hens. We built a hen house, movable one. We started digging and making raised beds. At that point, we decided we wanted to do maybe no dig. So we started experimenting with potatoes. I started studying online courses because it was during the pandemic, and one thing led to another. I needed a bigger plot of land, and then I needed to study more, and I needed a bigger plan, and then I needed a design in my garden, and then I learned about permaculture, so it just one thing led to another.
Can you speak a bit more about that? Why are you farming in this way? Why is it important to you? How did it become important to you?
For me, animal welfare, ethically raised animals are one of the main things. And for that, they have to have a nice home, which is a place with no chemicals, that they can roam around as free as they can. By me going this way, in even organic, I was securing that this piece of land was not going to be spraying any chemicals. Look, that's my contribution, that this land is no chemicals whatsoever. It's no overgraze. It's a lot of weeds growing up. 1,000 trees planted around the hedge, fruit hedging. I'm going to create a space for fauna. Like they'll be able to come, animals and stuff, and it's okay. So like if I can create a space for the insects to thrive. I will. I learn about, what's the environment these insects like to be. Like many days, I often see ladybugs, and like they are in my tunnel, and for me, like that's good luck. It's like a thank you. I feel it like that. But for me, farming this way, it's just whatever it is I put into my body. Even if I was using chemicals, me using them would affect my health. And as well, an example for my kids. Respect the insects, respect the soil. First for their health, and then the value of hard work and the feeling that you have when you're growing your own food, and then cooking it in your own home. Like food has all these nutrients. When you cut it, it depletes straight away. So like the best time to be consuming a vegetable is when it's just freshly cut. By eating vegetables from the garden, like you are actually eating superfood. I was thinking purely in my own family, like we eat these vegetables, we eat this amount of stuff. So I could do little of many things to actually support my own homestead to eat, and then I just multiply that for 20, and then I can actually feed 20 families as well. Started sharing with other people, and then was a good opportunity for actually make an income as a homestay parent.
Oh,
Hi.
hello.
Hi.
It's a princess in the
Yeah.
tunnel.
What's your favorite vegetable? Tomatoes.
Tomato.
It's good to be able to work at home and that I'm looking after them and they can come and mom is near.
Do you feel that you're supporting the community through the work that you're doing, and how is that relationship with your customers?
Well, it's funny because I actually think like they are supporting me. But yeah, it's both ways because it's easy to go to the supermarket and things like that. But then like once you see the place and you actually connect with it, with the project, I think like we are all loving it because people come, we have a chat, they can see the food growing because it's their food. I tell them like, I'm just growing the food for you, like this is your fruit and your vegetables, and they come and they support me. And community supported agriculture is actually that, that I won't be worried to actually go in and be in the road promoting my vegetable, like please buy, like no, I don't worry about that because I know they are gonna come to support me, and because I know they are coming, it's my compromise to them that I will have class vegetables and good stuff. I like this model. It suits with me. Even if I was going bigger, I think I would lose that connection. I have neighbors that they walk here with their basket and then they go get their stuff and go home. I always promote my veg box, which are seasonal vegetables, and I put everything I have available for you. I don't know, like it makes me feel like the olden times, like you divide the produce with everybody the same. And that's a good exercise, I think, for everybody, believing in each other, trusting in each other. I put whatever is available and you will have a bits of everything, and this is your veg box, and it's always the same price. Nature gives us what our body needs that time of the year. For example, the tomatoes, like now we need that hydration. We have the chilies, are super good for your gut and digestion. Now it gets very fun, and for all of us, it's like a surprise every week. And I try to organize it. It's a lot of organization because I'm like, okay, I have another 2 weeks. Like this time now, I have 2 weeks of potatoes. But after that, I'm gonna harvest my sweet potatoes. So like it's always something fun. And many things can grow in Ireland. Like many things can grow in Ireland. So like why are we buying them from somewhere else? Instead of helping these big corporations, like you're helping a small family, that they are trying to do something good. We as a customers, we have the power to make a change and to ask for more things that we agree with, and support who we think we want to support. There is many vegan vegetarians that they go vegan vegetarians because of the ethics in animal raising. They really like have a good life. All the animals, the goats, you call them and they come. They are outside. They have their babies with them. Me coming from a city background, I would go to the shop and I would say, oh well, this is where the meat comes from. To now raising the animal and really respect every piece of meat in this animal, or when the animal is processed, like to really respect the animal's life. Like for me, like it's a big thing. But really what I'm realizing, what people want is honesty and like transparency, which they can see here with all the variety of weeds we have around the place. We started farming in a way that we thought was right and just draining the soil, draining the fields, making one monoculture of grass. And now like it's so valuable for me when I feel like there are varieties in the grasses or the animals, the insects. Definitely is a lot about wildlife and a lot about trees. Like now I can see the trees growing by themselves in the field. For me, like that's win, 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 win.
You feel like you're challenging the assumptions that many people have about what the role of a woman is on a farm.
Yeah, I don't know, but even for me, I feel very happy with myself. Like I've I feel strong, but I'm gonna talk now from what I seen. Farms, and like I seen my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my husband and me, two families living in the same plot. My father-in-law going to work, and then my mother-in-law always looking every day after the farm. But then I seen in the media when they talk about another family, and they mention, oh, the husband works somewhere else and part-time farming, and then the kids are in college, and then they come in the weekend to do part-time farming. The wife is there looking after the run of the farm in the everyday basis. No even mention part-time farming, full-time farming. For me is like, what? She's the full-time farmer here, and like if something happened, she's there. And like I'm like, why are we? For me, that was something that shocked me, and I say I don't want to be considered after all these years of work. And I seen that in my family, and I'm always saying to my mother-in-law, like, you are full-time working here, like you are farming, you are this, and like, oh no, it's kind of the boy thing. So for me, I didn't want to let that to be kind of a boy thing. I said no, I'm gonna be working as hard, and I feel a bit, political, talk about an Irish perspective. But I can talk about my grandmother, Mexican woman. She wasn't the eldest. She hardworking woman, and she actually minded all the family, and she could do every kind of job, and she knew everything. But then when the time come, when her father had to move out of the farm, he went to be look after her, but the farm was inherited to the brother, which was younger. And I'm like, okay, that's the way things were done. But like, I'm like, it shouldn't be like the one that is older or woman. I mean, it should be the one that actually has interest, the one that wants to work it. The place is massive, yeah, share it. Everybody has a bit of go. And like now I just want to be as fair, with my partner and working. But I would love that not to be considered like, oh, he's the only one that works and your one is there just helping. Like, no, I don't want that. So when someone asks, yeah, I say, oh, we work. And we have a conversation that is the two of us have done this and that. This is my baby. The market garden is my baby, and I manage it the way I think is good. He runs other things and is healthy and is fine. He can do the way he wants, and I can support his way. But when people used to come at the beginning, they would, mainly men, they would ask things to John. Like they would go and like, oh, this, maybe no one insulted me, but they would just go to John and direct to him and like, oh, what do you do here? And obviously John and I were after talking, and he would like, oh yeah, this Biddy's plan, or we did it. He would understand my point of view and support me and, give me motivation, It's nothing new, it's nothing that there is lots of women out there, including my family in Mexico, here, my parents-in-law. I think I'm just making it more visible, like even in social media, I'm putting myself out there and not being shy about what I'm doing. It has been not mentioned for so long, like the role a woman has at home. Okay, looking after the kids and stuff, but I wanted to do more because I knew how capable I was. Through this, what I'm doing and putting myself out there, I've been in contact with other women that are doing an exceptional jobs, and we are friends through that and through that connection. And I think it's very nice because you meet like-minded women, which are lots out there. It's just to say, yeah, even though I'm not from Ireland, but like I'm working hard in an Irish land, and I really appreciate the country and the job is done, and I appreciate all those women that has been farming in Ireland, and that if they didn't have the recognition, like I want to give it to them, and to give an option for my kids that they can do whatever they want, because if they want to be a farmers, they have the option to do that, and I'm starting this now. I have 3 strong girls, and they can choose to do whatever they want, this is what I can do with what I have now. But like I must say that I never felt more proud and happy to be a woman than doing the activities I'm doing now. Like to be a woman and to be a mother and to be a wife and to be a grower, farmer. like it's amazing, you know, like for me, like to see the things I can create and I can do, and the passion I have about plants and animals. And like this season I have seen lots of animals, like ladybugs I have mentioned before, like lots kind of coming to me. I just feel very connected to nature, like I never felt like that before. The connection with the land really is more proudness, I suppose, of what the land is doing now. I feel part of the land. I've not, like you were saying, the nature. I feel part of nature now. Know that the connection, like I feel I'm part of it.